Our first morning together in the U.S.? Well, tonight we'll discuss all that and so much more on the 90-Day Fiancé After Show. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Right?
Soothing.
Yeah.
This
Ready?
episode we need it.
It's back to the motherland.
God.
I feel like in the jungle.
Yeah,
the
a little
mighty-
bit.
A little bit of
Little
that,
bit.
yeah. Hi, AfterBuzzers, and welcome back to the 90-Day Fiancé After Show. We are so excited to have you back with us. Tonight, we'll be discussing episode 16, season 5 of 90-Day Fiancé. And before we begin, I'm Stacey Olivas. You can find me all over social media at Stacey Olivas, and I want to introduce you to my awesome co-host.
Hi guys, Linda Antwi. I am Good Morning America all day
Yes.
today. You can find me at Linda's So Girly all across social media, and I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this episode. We have a lot of fun things in store for you guys. You can follow me on Instagram at Alex Bowers with 2 S's, and you can follow me on Twitter at Hey Alex Bowers.
Hey, you guys, I am Keith Andrei. You can always follow me everywhere at Keith_Andrei. Tonight's episode was a lot, but I cannot wait to get back to the bot.
Yeah.
Go
Back to the
Timeline
bot.
and the
That's
bot.
what I'm all about, that conversation.
For real.
Well, before we get to the bot,
Right?
right? We're going to discuss, okay, so there was a lot of drama in this episode. We got to see a different side of the couples, I felt like, this episode.
The real deal.
The real deal. We got to see them spend more time together as
Yeah.
some of the couples came to the U.S.
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into Nicole and Azan. Nicole's in Morocco with May right now.
Right.
And they're having a little bit more arguments during this time on parenting. What did you guys feel about this? Because there was a lot going on with the subject of parenting.
Go down the road.
I mean, okay, first of all, they're always fighting. So her second trip to Morocco, right? And the first trip they fought. She didn't like how he talked to her. So she thought it was a great idea to bring her kid along for 2 months instead of 5 weeks. I feel like I saw a little bit of a different side of Nicole. Like she all of a sudden it has grown up and she's actually trying to parent, but she's trying to parent Azan, which I thought was super weird.
Yeah, we kind of got that when I kind of got that she was trying to parent with the whole pacifier thing. She was like, no, we're not going to give it to her just because she wants it. And Azan was like the complete opposite, like just shut this kid up.
Right.
But this was a different side of Nicole that we've ever seen.
I agree with you both. I think we did definitely see a bit of a difference with Nicole because I remember seeing like, oh, wow, like she is a mom. Like she does have qualities that show that she, at the end of the day, she has a daughter and she's interested in, raising her in a particular way. It may not be the best. Like you said, we did get to see Azan, I think it's pronounced Azan, but either way, we did get to see them argue. And I think we'll see that more just because now we're together and there's nothing to run behind. There's nothing to hide from. You just have two people. And I think for Azan, we saw that it's going to be more difficult for her because he's not really listening. He has a hard time communicating with her.
Do you think that that's what it is, or do you think it's a cultural difference? Because I wrote down when he quote said, "I need to tell her what to do" when it in regards to raising her kid. I think that it's a cultural thing. I think that Nicole is coming from, kind of like laissez-faire, do what she wants to do, single mom, and now she's in a Muslim country where it's not really going to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a cultural thing. Like I said, I think the biggest issue they have to face is their cultural differences. But he is trying to marry somebody. He is trying to go to America. And we see that he's not very open-minded with how he feels, with the level of respect he thinks that he should get, and how weighty his opinion should be in their decision. When they sat down and, they had the conversation about parenting, I thought that she was super sweet. She was super honest, and she was just trying to get him to understand, like, hey, maybe instead of telling me that you know it, just listen to me and hear me out. And he's just like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
What about the way he talks to her? Because she brought that up in this episode
did.
again. And what did you guys think of that? Of how she doesn't want May to hear her be spoken to like that by a man?
I was proud of her for that. I thought that showed another side of her too, because she's conscious of the way he speaks to her, and she's conscious of the impact that she's having on her child. And I didn't expect to see that from her.
She's definitely showing that she can be a bit of a role model, and she's showing that she's protective, you know, like a mama bear, protective of her cub. And I just think that it's interesting though, because he's saying to her, oh, you need to make all these changes, and you're lazy, and you're this, and you're that. And yet he's not willing to compromise one bit either, right? So it's like you guys are butting heads. You're butting heads because no one's willing to compromise and say, hey, listen, you know, having a healthy lifestyle is important to me. And then for her, communication is important to me, especially when it comes to my daughter. But we're not hearing them say that. We're not hearing them say anything but like bicker back and forth.
Right, and I think communication is a big thing on both of their parts. She kind of speaks to him like a kid, I feel like, and then he's just kind of disrespectful. So I don't know how that's going to end up working, especially because May's watching this all play out, you know?
Yeah, I think they're trying. I mean, I don't know if they have the best experience. They aren't the best examples, but I do feel that in many regards they are trying to like make a shift. But I left the episode, and especially looking at them two, feeling that she has something that she wants to prove to Azan, or I don't know if she wants to prove it to her family, but I did feel that she's on this journey and she's trying to prove something, and I don't know what or why it is.
Do you think she wants to be still like an independent woman?
Listen, when she said that she wasn't a stay-at-home mom, I was thinking, well, girl, what are you?
Right.
You don't work.
Right.
What are you
you?
doing? Your
Right.
mama's the mama, but you now you want to tell this man that you're not a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
Granted, I think that there's nothing wrong. I think stay-at-home moms have like such a big job. I always talk about like my family. My mom had 6 kids, and for such a long time, she was that stay-at-home mom that's doing the breakfast and the lunch and putting you on the bus. So I think it's a big responsibility that comes with that. But I was just shocked to hear her say that what are you then, Nicole?
And then you don't have to be a stay-at-home mom to cook healthy and eat healthy. Do you know what I mean? It's not all about the fries and the chicken nuggets.
I thought it was
You
cute.
can have a job and cook healthy.
I thought it was
Okay.
cute that she's like, you know, I can't always cook healthy, like frozen is okay. I
Right.
thought that was such a cute thing to
And
say.
she also said if May's hungry, just give her pretty much anything. What did you guys think about that?
We see a lot of contradiction, you know, and it could be because she's just now, you know, May is how old? 2?
2.
She's just now deciding that she's an active parent, or, you know, she wants to have conversations about parenting. And I think that's why there's a lot of contradiction. Like Azan pointed out, you're saying, okay, you can just give her fries or you can just give her the pacifier. But when I want to do something, when I'm trying to connect or give her chocolate, then it's no, she can't have it. So
Right.
which one is it? How are we going to parent this child?
I think that her being in Morocco and not having her support system, I think that she's trying to prove that she can do it without her family. Because remember in the previous episode with her mom's like, what are you going to do with May? You have 5 of us here parenting, and it's just going to be you. What I thought was interesting and what I really stood out to me is that you notice when they went to the restaurant in the hotel that was May was back on the leash.
No,
I didn't
I
She
didn't
was
notice
back
that
on the
part.
leash.
Yeah.
So, you know, last
should've told us.
episode, as I was like, I'm not having it, I'm embarrassed, and he was the first one walking her down with the leash because obviously the fight that they had and her being a little out of control kind of freaked him out.
And I think that he sees that it's difficult to control a child, especially May. And I don't
Yeah.
have much of a choice but to wrangle her with this.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Nicole's going to end up getting her way on pretty much most of the stuff since he's going to come over here to America?
Yep.
What do you
think
think,
so?
Alex?
I don't think so. I think he's so like headstrong that he's gonna take these beliefs and thoughts or whatever from his country and bring them over. Still, the man should be in charge. The woman, I won't say submissive, but you know, she needs to have control of her kids and all of that. So I feel like he is going to stay the head honcho.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't think so at all. I keep remembering again what her mom and her dad said, that she's like a bull. She just bulls right over people and through people, and she always ends up getting what she wants. And I think that if and when they come back to America, you know, I think he's in it personally still for ulterior reasons. So I think he's going to let her have her way because he wants to come to America and he wants to have that green card. 'Cause,
Yeah.
listen, if he didn't, he would not be putting up with half the stuff that he's putting up with right now.
True.
I
Even though
don't
he's
Oh, that's a
know.
valid point.
I think if they do come to America, it's like a totally different change. Like, it's going to be completely different. On one hand, I feel that she is going to kind of get her way only because what she wants out of all this is him in America. So I think that's going to be enough to like pacify her to whatever else he wants is perfectly fine. She'll have her grandma there to, you know, handle May. And I think it'll be just a big difference for him. And she lives is it Florida?
Yeah, she's in Florida.
Yeah, so I think once they come to America, maybe it'll make things easier for them because they'll both be in the environment that they want, and maybe it'll lend itself to like, you know, cushioning their relationship.
Right. So you think they're gonna stay together?
Yeah, I think they're gonna stay together.
Okay, so at the end of this discussion, well, each couple's discussion,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to ask you guys a question, and you'll either put up yes, no, or your I don't know, maybe face.
I love this.
Yes,
Cutest
yes, yes.
thing ever.
Ask away.
So, my question for this couple is, do you think Azan has the right to be upset with Nicole about her weight?
Do we just?
Can there like
do
be
we
like a
just-
maybe?
Maybe it's your face.
Is your face?
That's the maybe. I'm gonna keep it 100%. Okay, I'm glad
Okay,
we're on the same.
yeah.
I would say yes. I mean, he has an opinion. He has a right to want what he wants out of a relationship, and he has a right to be concerned, especially if somebody's my potential partner or I'm spending my life with you, with your habits. We did hear on a soundbite tonight. He said how he's always concerned with his health. So I don't think there's anything wrong with him having concerns with her lifestyle. But on the other hand, I do feel, hey, you kind of knew what you were getting into the situation. You can't expect, what do you expect tomorrow? She's going to be 100 pounds?
But he kind of didn't know, though. He's pursued it. But remember in the very first episode when they met, not confession, but when he was talking to us, he was like, well, she's a bit bigger than I thought. Right. And then he also mentioned that whole trip, like, I'll work out with you. We can make it a healthy lifestyle together.
Yeah.
So I'm a maybe just because I think that he's put it out there like, hey, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. Mm-hmm. And I'm willing to work with you to have a healthier lifestyle because that's what I like. But I agree with him. Nicole's lazy.
Well, I said yes because I feel like when he first told Nicole, you're a little big for my liking, she should have never promised basically that she would lose the weight, eat healthier.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's now her responsibility to keep her word.
Yep.
So if you're not going to do that, I understand why he's mad, and I'd be mad too.
And I felt a little bad for him because when he said that in this episode, he said, well, she didn't keep her promise.
I know.
Yeah.
He made a point to say that. Yeah.
So did you guys see a little bit more of Azan, like more of his emotions? Kind of like maybe he's really in it for true love.
I'm
You don't
sorry.
think so?
Love never crossed my mind.
Okay.
No, not
watching
once.
them tonight, which
No.
is interesting. It never crossed my mind to question it, and maybe I don't know, maybe because so much of what we saw of them tonight was super serious or conversations about children. It wasn't any light moments with them.
And
Yeah,
it was
not
so
at all.
combative the whole time they were together. We gotta remember that she's only been there for one day.
Isn't that crazy? I remember she said our first day and we're arguing.
Right. And think about someone that you love, right? You haven't seen them in forever and you finally travel. You're so excited, right? That's all you want. And I thought, wow, you guys really jumped into fighting just like
Right
that.
after that.
Quick.
And you guys didn't even spend the night together, so you haven't seen each other.
Yeah.
So what are y'all fighting about?
Maybe they're frustrated.
Well, we know.
Or do you think that's just maybe for good TV? A little bit of
I don't
drama.
know.
More.
I mean,
Yes,
hey,
they have
a little
always
bit of
been
drama
drama.
is always going to go a long way. I'm here
True.
for it, girl. But like you said, I mean, she did say we're arguing on the first day. These are all signs and indicators that maybe we should kind of reassess some things. And I thought that we saw that from a few of the couples tonight, not just Nicole and
Yeah.
Azan.
I definitely think there's a power struggle between the two. That's why I also said maybe, because I think she wants her way, he wants his way, and they're just at this power struggle between the two, not willing to compromise with each other.
Because they don't know how. They don't know how to communicate. Communication.
Communication.
Rules the nation.
Speaking of couples coming to America, well, they're not in Morocco, but they're coming to America, Molly and Luis.
Yes.
Luis has made it to Molly's hometown. What did you guys think of his visit?
Listen.
Not visit. He's here to
right
stay.
off the bat, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think Luis realizes how much he's walking into. He's walking into a lot. Like, not only does she have the 2 children, but just that interaction and having to like deal or create like a balancing act for those dynamics we saw in the car ride, like the little girl. What's her name?
Kinsley.
Kinsley.
Yeah.
It's such a pretty name. Kinsley is just, excited, and she's just talking and talking and talking. And then he's in the back seat, and then Olivia's in the front with her attitude and her bratty ways. And I was just like, this is too much. But one question I did want to put out, why didn't she just tell him to put the doggone seatbelt on? I didn't get, why not just?
I don't know.
It was bizarre.
It was weird.
Bizarre that the daughter, Kingsley, was like, well, when you don't have your seatbelt on, you have to sit very still. What are you teaching? What?
That's interesting how she even came up with that.
Right, because that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I feel that he is walking into a lot, and I don't know how, as a man or as a father figure or whatever it is, I don't know how he's going to like find his place in this household. There's no wiggle room for it.
I feel like right now, him and Olivia, like, do you see, like, there's going to be tension. Well, there already is. But I just feel like something is going to happen with them because Olivia, when she's disrespectful, it's to her mother and it's because of him. But she's not, like, straight up to his face disrespectful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, she's not willing to come into his face long enough.
No, she's not willing to interact with him. She's trying to act like he's not there.
But it's going to happen. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be sooner than later. We did see for a second where she was having that argument and she just threw the shot like, well, my guy, I'm not meeting him in front of my kids for the first time, or whatever she had to say that was really snippy. I just feel like Molly, we did get to see her as a parent. Like, she's super involved with her younger daughter and like cooking. I thought that was so cute, but and we see that she's aware. Like, even when she was having the conversation with him, like, I don't think it's solely about you. It's just that she's a teenager and this is a big adjustment. So she needs to be real enough to have a conversation with Olivia. If she wants this perfect blended little family, she needs to do the work, and she needs to be straight up with her, because Olivia, honey, is taking no prisoners.
And he needs to be straight up with her too, though. They need to sit down and have a conversation. Like, your daughter is mad disrespectful. We're gonna have to come up with a way to get along, or
I think he's still trying to fill himself out.
I don't think that's going to be his place yet, because he's still trying to find his place in the house. So just piggybacking a little bit off of what you said, Keith, there's not only the 2 daughters, which are super different in age, right? You got a young kind of not toddler, but toddlerish girl who talks a lot, is curious, is happy, and then you've got the terrible teen who, she thinks she knows it all, been there, done that, but like I said last week, she's closer to age to him than Molly is to him, so that's interesting. And then you got to throw in that the brother lives at the house. So you got the brother, you have Molly, you have the 2 daughters, and then we're throwing Luis into this situation. And I think that it is a mess because there are so many issues that no one is talking about. And I thought that little squabble they had where Olivia did come up and she was going to maybe try to have dinner, and she said, well, my boyfriend's not from out of the country. The mom was a little bit catty when she was like, well, sometimes you want to have a man and you want to hang out with him. And I thought, you know what? Your daughter is already on the edge. You were about to push her all the way off. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why she didn't come to breakfast. And so I think that we got to think about, well, we don't have to think about it. We can talk about it. But they got to think about, like, if this is forever and you're trying to get married in 90 days, you all need to sit down and have some conversations.
And hopefully it'll come. I don't want to rush them either. We do have to keep in mind that this is like the first day, the first night, but they have a long way to
They do not have wiggle room.
89 days to go, right?
You talking to right now. There is no time to be like, let's just pussyfoot around,
Right.
The other thing I thought the other thing that came to mind in this episode and with this specific couple was when Molly was making breakfast and she said, Kingsley, Louise, Olivia, breakfast. And my mind went to, like, she's calling all her kids down for breakfast.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it.
I did, all the way.
I didn't, but I see.
Yep.
I don't know. She wants her family. I'm here for it. I don't think she views Louise as a child.
Of course she doesn't, because that's like her dude now.
Yeah.
Right? She's got the young stud.
Right.
So she's not going to think of it, but I think that if you look at the whole picture,
That's the
it's
vibe.
something. It's something.
So after seeing their interaction with each other, do you think that he's really in love with her? After seeing Molly and Luis's interaction.
I always have from the very beginning. I know you guys haven't, but I'm here for this couple 100%. They love each other. He loves her. They had this connection. It's beautiful. I don't see how you guys don't see it. Explain.
Survey says it's a no for me.
Why?
This is, again, another couple where I didn't really, in my mind, think about the love appeal or the love aspect. I feel that they have whatever connection, you know, they're kind of quirky or they laugh, like, they have this good thing going, but as far as being in love with the person, no. I don't even think they know enough about each other. Louise, no. Mm-mm.
He is in love with the come up. Come on.
you
I'm not
kidding?
He
saying
is
that.
like, I am here. I am. I'm saying it.
But, like, where are you
He's
getting that
here.
from?
He's here in America. He is going to be marrying this woman that appears to have a lot.
Yeah.
He's not living in a one-story, no electricity, no toilet, no running water
Yeah.
home. And he mentioned the house, the 2 stories, how there's this power. It's on. It's never off. I mean, why would he not be happy? I would love her too.
Yeah, but
I
that
love-
doesn't mean that I'm just
I-
coming for the come up. This is my first day here. I've never been to America. This is completely different from my home life. How else would I react to
Keith,
it?
we talked about this though. We talked about how in the Dominican there are certain.
I know.
So I am
know.
sorry, but
Maybe we're just
survey
holding
says
out.
it's a no for me too.
I disagree.
So Keith, do you think it's just an added bonus?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that he's in love with her, but I think he's okay with the benefit of it. I don't see him as, maybe I'm being maybe
How could he not?
So
be
there's
in
no
love?
connection?
I don't know.
There's no connection.
I think they have a connection, but I don't know how natural it is. It's only been a day, so to be fair, we have to see this stuff play out.
What do
I think
you
they have a sense of a connection, but I don't see like, oh my God, he's so in love with her.
So seeing them together, I see a little bit more of a connection between
Yeah.
the two. I did see that. Like, he seems like he's physically attracted to her. He was all over
Right.
her. Yeah.
Agree.
So I
Agree.
saw a little bit more. I don't know if he's in love with her. Might be just be physical. But
Child.
I think he definitely is attracted to her.
And I agree with that.
So my question to you guys is,
Question.
do you think that how do I phrase this? If the daughter Olivia never gets along with Luis, if that never solves itself, do you think that she'll stay with him? Do you think she'll choose him?
I'm giving him a maybe.
I'm giving you a yes.
So am I. I'm giving him a yes. Because at the end of the day, she keeps saying, I get that, but I have to look out for my happiness and my life and my well-being too. And Olivia, you know, she's not like 13. She's, 18? So she's probably going to be going off to college or university or whatever she's going to do soon. And maybe this is going to precipitate that a little bit, because if they don't ever get along, maybe she'll move to wherever quicker and she'll still have her man.
Well,
Yeah.
I say maybe because I do think that she is very much about pursuing her happiness and the life that she wants. But a big part of that is this family and
Absolutely.
this blended family. So I think there is a chance that she, this relationship could still work without Olivia's approval or like active participation in it. But on the flip side, I think that it could be one of those things. That's her oldest daughter. She has this relationship where she said they, had so much time to spend together. So if that can't lend itself to her relationship with Luis, if her daughter is going to tear away and like not speak with her or move away, then I think that maybe she wouldn't, stick with him.
I said yes because I think at the end of the day, we know she loves her daughter, but she makes it a point to tell us almost every episode it's her time to be happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just feel like, she's going to choose him at the end.
Yeah, I agree. I think that she wouldn't have brought him here, and she's committed all the way through. She's going to
She
be with
is?
him for
Yeah.
a while.
And
She
we
is
also
committed.
remember that she has her dad to deal with, that she's still going to be like fighting them off, and she's all in. So I think she's absolutely
And the dad
all
hasn't
in.
met Luis yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Not on
Can't
day
wait.
one.
Speaking of all in, the next couple we want to discuss is Elizabeth and Andrei. Elizabeth paid a little visit to her lawyer, and some little secrets started coming out
Right.
that she did not tell her lawyer before. And what did you guys think about that?
ridiculous. I thought when the lawyer asked how long did he overstay his visit, she would say like 6 days maybe or something. 6 months? You're taking advantage, and I honestly wouldn't allow him to come back either.
Exactly. I'm 100% with you, Alex. I think that this is a situation where this is his ticket. He is for the come up because he's been in America. To overextend your welcome 6 months. 6 months, that's a long time.
Crazy.
And for her to not think that would be an issue is bizarre to me. I just felt like with them two, I felt, well, how much does she really know about him at this point? I was rooting for her before. I thought she was super engaged and interested and knew things about him, but it's like, no.
I feel the same way. I feel like a little bamboozled because I felt like, she was saying all this stuff and like fighting off her huge family and saying that she loves him and that she spent time with him and all of this, but then you don't know very much about him at all. Like, you don't know how long he stayed, like you guys said. You don't know if he's been in bar fights. You don't know if he has a criminal record. And it also made me uneasy that we haven't met him yet.
I was going to say
I'm like,
that
how
too.
many episodes are we in? And we haven't met this guy except for maybe like a couple of 2-second FaceTimes, like, what time are you going to be home? And what are you wearing? Like,
I was so disappointed that we didn't get to go to Ireland in this episode. But I will say, so I thought her body language, I know, Linda, you always are looking at the body language and reaction with the lawyer. I thought that was a concern, and it was telling that maybe she is going to second guess this situation and realize that this isn't the best thing for me. And that could be a reason why their process is a bit longer than everyone else's. Maybe we won't get to see so much of him. I don't think that things are going to go smoothly in Ireland. We saw with the preview, he has something to say. So I think they're going to be out for the count, girl. He's not coming to America. He ain't getting nobody's visa.
I think he's on the come up for sure. Like,
he's a con.
Because I think that it disturbed me that it wasn't alarming to her that he stayed in America for 6 months.
And you still want to try to go through
months.
this process.
And then now he's like, oh, but wait, that didn't work. I can get married, right?
Right.
So to her, if I was her, I'd be like, okay, wait, slow down a second. Let me know a little bit more about what you're trying to do and what your whole situation is, right?
Right.
It's confusing.
So do you guys think he's hiding more stuff from her?
Absolutely.
100%.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
We're going to find out.
We're
We're going to
it's
find
gonna
out.
all reveal.
It'll all
unveil.
unfold.
And this question is, if your significant other lived in another country and they could not get back over because they overstayed their welcome, would you be willing to uproot everything and move to their country?
Significant other, as in like that's my man, like
Are they getting married?
My
You'd like
fiancé.
to find that.
Is it her fiance?
Yeah, it's her fiance.
Yeah.
Okay, then your fiance.
Okay, but wait.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I need a little bit.
Hold on.
Is it like I met him, like they met, or like I met him like?
Don't even play
Like
into
they
all of
met.
that. Knowing me, I know, listen, if you my significant other, 100, knowing me, I put myself in the position that if this is going to work for me, then this is going to work. I don't have no problem leaving America.
Me neither.
And moving to another country and starting my life and my family and my marriage. 100, yes.
Let's do this.
I say no
100%.
because
Why?
if I'm in her situation and I met him the way she did, I probably
we
wouldn't
ain't
take
say
it
all
back.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, okay.
That was a little
Alex,
trick question.
Alex, I asked for some disclaimers.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. But if
No.
it's like true love,
If it's true love,
I
yeah.
agree with Keith.
Yeah.
Like I would drive down the street because I'm in LA and you're 45 minutes away. I would do that, but I would also leave because actually I'm from Canada. And
Right.
So
Right.
I would obviously move to wherever I thought that my true love would be if I could be together and live happily ever after.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I'm with it.
And you?
I said yes because if I'm going to be with you, I'm going to be with you for the long haul. I'm not going to waste my time anymore.
Okay.
I'm getting only older.
Let's make this work. You are going to fly me out. I can tell you that.
Okay, and
Well, can we skip? I mean, I know we don't have a lot of time left,
okay.
but y'all know I feel that we
gotta
have
get
to
to-
get to the bot.
Yeah,
We
we
want
do.
to get back to the
Andy
let's
and
get to the
David.
bot.
Let's
Do
do
you guys
it.
want to get to
Why
the
are we
bot?
running out of time? This is just too good stuff.
There's so much
There's
that
too
was
much stuff.
over.
Okay.
So Andy and David.
Went on in this episode.
Okay, Annie and David. Here are my thoughts, really, really fast. David, I'm just not here for David. I love Annie. I feel that she is so compromising. I feel that she's so honest. I feel that she has all the maturity that you need to like have an impactful marriage, a sustainable relationship. I feel that she's gonna get taken advantage of because we know him and he's super sensitive. Like we got to see this reception. I really love seeing the culture. You know, we always talk about getting to see that side of it, but I think that she's gonna be taken advantage because she likes him, and I think that she is concerned or sensitive to his needs more than she is of herself, and that could be an impact of her culture and her role.
Which I think is a beautiful thing because that's what you want. You want a little bit of give and take in a relationship, and you want the compromise. And she's been compromising left, right, and center. My problem with David is that he's robbing Peter to give to Paul, and now they're going to be totally screwed because he spent money that he doesn't have. So he's either going to get it from his friends, because remember the friends are there somewhere, right? Or he's going to be stuck doing nothing and wasting everyone's time. I feel like he's a liar. I feel like he is trying to have more than he can afford. And I think that he's putting this girl in a bad situation, and it's going to blow up in his face.
I was so heartbroken when he revealed that he took the money for the little mini buffaloes.
I grabbed your hand.
To go to, how are you going to get, so I just thought
money.
like he knows that his friends are going to give him the money, but I was just so heartbroken that you're going to do this to Annie. You're not giving her a fair chance at all.
David, you better sit your butt down and you better talk to her and be real about it.
I hate
Well,
that.
especially
I'm done
after
with
all
you.
this money that they're telling you they need. They need 500,000 baht, and you're trying to do down payments. He loves a down payment.
He does.
Layaway, everything, and it's not going to work. And then the cost of the buffalo. $2,400 US.
I was happy about
What?
that because I was so originally when they had the conversation about them, the family accepting the mini bot, the baby bitty bot, the little bitty bot. I was like, no, you guys are gonna get taken advantage of too. You're not looking out for Annie. But then in their get bag, they had, you gonna come up off of 2 water buffaloes.
Right.
So I was like, okay, good. But then he weaseling out of that and getting.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a little weird that he's paying more for these water buffaloes than he is for the dowry right now?
Oh, I never thought about that.
He's paying $2,200 for the 2 water buffaloes. He's paying 1,500 baht as a down payment for the dowry. I find that really weird.
Well, I think they're just trying to get their money out of him any way they can.
You know what, David?
And what they need for their livelihood. And I really like that Annie pointed out just a couple more things I want to say. Because she did point out, even with the buffaloes, the water buffaloes, we can get a male, a female, smaller one. They'll have a baby and they will work the land. She's just super mature. And then in the conversation around the dowry and the bot, when she said, you know, they've raised me. This is my family.
Yeah, I love that.
I
That
have
was
to
beautiful.
offer them something before I can go off.
Yeah.
I thought that was so
It was beautiful.
And it teaches us so much about other cultures outside of America and how we should
And that's
look
why
at it.
David needs to be honest with her. He needs to come to the table and say, this is what's going on with me.
It's like he keeps trying to give these baby steps. But
Yeah.
no, let's have the full out conversation. He said earlier that she just expects, and I know I keep talking about them, but he said earlier how she just expects all of Americans to be rich. No, I just don't expect you to be poor.
Yeah.
And I
Right,
don't expect you to think that this is Target or Walmart and you can just put everything down on layaway. Like, get your act
I'm
together.
over it.
I'm over you. So what's the question?
Just
real
real
quick?
quick question. Do you think David will end up paying the 500,000 baht?
No.
No, and it's a hell.
Not
I
gonna
don't think he can afford it.
happen.
Oh, I feel bad
No.
for him.
I don't.
He needs to make sure he can get back to the U.S.
He's not.
Yeah, he
Like,
has no
can
money
they even get that?
Can he get
Now
him and her
he-
Can we
back?
start the 90 days?
Yeah, and the thing is, he never told her that he used the money
No.
for them to get back.
No.
Right? I can't wait
Guys,
until next
listen, we have been are running out of time, so I'm skipping the K1 visa, but I want you guys to think about questions that you would be asked in an interview. So, how well do you know your partner? Hashtag 90-day AFTERBUZZ love, and let me know.
week. For sure. And so real quick for the love quest, the question of the week is going to be about, what did we say? Can a person change? So you can hashtag love quest with the question mark. Can a person truly change? We saw that over the course of all of our couples, right? It's a question that comes up, whether it's the American or the foreigner, because we didn't even get to homegirl. We'll save that for next week.
I want to believe.
I don't know
What
if
do
a
you
person
think?
can
I want to
change.
believe that a person can change. It depends. Like in a relationship, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
But I don't know. Have
I
you?
think it's an idea that we all want.
Yeah.
This is going to sound super extreme, but I think that if you want to change, you can. You see that with weight loss. You see that people who are in like AA or whatever, like want to change their lives. But in relationships, I think it's always going to be a compromise. I think that you might change in the situation, but you are who you are, who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the end of
especially
the day.
because you're a reason for change. I can't change for you.
Yep. You changing for yourself.
myself. I think
Absolutely.
people can change. I think you have to just be committed to it. And I think in relationships, like, people are really hard on you if you're trying to change. Like, you messed up once, and it's like I see that kind of with the David and Azan a little, or not David, Azan, Nicole and Azan a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they're really like,
Right, like you broke your
And
promise.
you
you broke your
Other's next.
promise,
You're lazy,
like
you're not
calling
gonna
each other out
change.
constantly.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we loved having you this week. Make sure you continue watching next week. But before we go, I'm Stacey Olivas. You can catch me on Twitter and all social media at Stacey Olivas.
I'm so sorry we ran out of time.
I
If
know.
you want to continue this conversation with me, I'm Linda So Girly all across social media.
And I am Alex Bowers on Instagram with 2 S's, and on Twitter, Hey Alex Bowers.
And I am Keith Andrei. I think as a panel, we should get on Twitter and find a day to facilitate the conversation further because
Yeah.
we did not have enough time. But follow me everywhere at Keith_Andre. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.